Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another very special Harcourts Rata & Co. on-site online auction. My name is Tony Lombardi, Director and Auctioneer. Throughout the crowd, you will see some of my colleagues, the listing agent, Mario Tucci, members of our award-winning sales team. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to assist you with any questions that you may have in regards to the property, the documentation, and of course, and most importantly, to assist you with the bidding. Buyers, I want to quickly touch base on the rules and regulations that are going to assist you in bidding and buying this fantastic property here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids, offers on the property after the property's been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price. As the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request, the law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders from attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides fines for this conduct. The rules permit vendor bids. The words that were used during the auction to indicate to make on behalf of the vendor are vendor bids. By law, only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. Buyers, I'm here to sell. If you're here to buy, please raise your hand, call your bid out in a nice, clear voice. Use the assistance of one of my colleagues. I wish you all the very best with your bidding. We thank our vendor for selecting Harcourts Rata & Co. to sell their property. Buyers, a question of you. Where do we see a fair and reasonable place to start the bidding? Let's go shopping. What's it worth, buyers? 1,379 square meters of opportunity. That is what lies behind me, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we see a start? Any bid's a good bid. Happy to start wherever you like. No, we have interest. Now's the time to show me your intention, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we see that start? What's it worth? Where do we see an opening bid? Any bid's a good bid. Happy to start wherever you like. What's it worth? Where do we see that start? 1,379 square meters of opportunity. Lots of ideas being thrown this way, ladies and gentlemen, on what the land can be used for. Where do we see an opening bid? Happy to wait. Got plenty of time, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of time. Right in the middle of the auction right now, sir. You're all right. No drama, sir. Where do we see that start? Any bid's a good bid. Happy to start wherever you like. We know we have interest, buyers. Now's the time to show me those intentions. First, highest bidder will have the first right to negotiate at the vendor's reserve price. That's the legislation. Where do we see that start? What's it worth?
1.1.
1.1, sir. Very light on, but we'll start there. At 1.1, the bid. Take $200,000 the rise. The bid's here at 1.1, 1.3 the call. Bids here at 1.1. At 1.3 to get yourself back on top. Bids here 1.3. Welcome to the bidding, sir. At 1.3, 1.5 the call, sir. At 1.3, I've got here 1.5 to get yourself back on top. First call. Bids here at 1.3 the bid. First call at 1.3. Second call at 1.3. Third and final call at 1.3. Done, finished and silent. All done, all finished, all silent. Bids here at 1.3 the bid. First, second, third, final call. So if there's no better bid, you'll get the first right to negotiate at the vendor's reserve price. I'm going to call it 3 times, then give you that option. First call at 1.3. Second call at 1.3. Third and final call at 1.5. At 1.5 the bid. Welcome to the bidding, sir. At 1.5 the bid. 1.7 to get yourself back on top, sir. Bids here at 1.5 now. First call at 1.5. Second call at 1.5. Third and final call at 1.5. Bids here. All done. All finished. All silent. At $1.5 million. The bid is here. First, second, third, final call at 1.5 million. All done. All finished. All silent. At 1.5. Bids here at 1.5, sir. There's no better bid, sir. I will give you the first right to negotiate the vendor's reserve price exclusively. Bids here. I'm going to call it 3 times. First call at 1.5. Second call at 1.5. Third and final call at $1.5 million. The bid is here. All done, finished, silent. I'm not going to consult, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make that really clear. I'm going to give this gentleman the first right to bid and buy. Call it 3 times. Give you a moment to think about it. The bid's here at 1.5. First call at 1.5. Second call at 1.5. Third and final call at $1.5 million. We're all done, Finished. Silent at 1.5. Well, sir, you're going to get the first right to negotiate at the vendor's reserve price. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance. Have a great weekend and good bidding.